Training vlog, day 3. This is just an honest behind the scenes capture of what it's like to be a middle-aged guy trying to stay healthy, fit, and actually still be competitive as an athlete. So I am early 50s. I am training for a couple of bike racing events coming up, which I've been out of true racing fitness in a long time. So I'm training for that, and I'm training for life. I'm training for the game of life, which also means I have to do resistance training. So what I want to talk about is a couple things. One, how to fit into resistance training. And as a strength and conditioning specialist and 30 years as being a therapist as well, I want to make sure that we talk about the proper way to dose an exercise for resistance training specifically. How can we actually have a return on the investment to build muscle strength, lean muscle, that lean muscle that's going to help regulate our blood sugar, that's going to help us burn fat, improve our resting metabolic rate, and really how to choose the right resistance. And one thing that drives me nuts is seeing somebody at the gym, and you know who you are, who picks up weights like this to do bicep curls or shoulder presses and are doing super high volume, a bunch of repetitions over and over again, and ultimately it doesn't even look that hard. You're just kind of going through the motions, counting the reps. Maybe you're in a class and maybe somebody's kind of telling you to kind of do these things. The question is that enough to stimulate change? Is that enough to cause muscle tissue damage? Doing this with little tiny puny weights, is it really causing tissue damage? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing when you do resistance training. We are trying to damage tissue. We're not trying to be injured. We don't want to be injured. That's something else. But we are trying to damage tissue. We are trying to cause micro tears in the tissue, and then through the beauty of physiology, what's supposed to happen is you sleep well, you have some really high quality nutrition, and with that, your body will recover from that, and you'll be stronger. It'll build back stronger because you've broken it down a little bit. So most people, at least when I see in the gym, I hate to say even most people, but oftentimes when I'm in the gym, I see people lifting weights that are not heavy enough. And it does take practice to find that just right amount of resistance. But if you really want to move the needle, as I want to move the needle, again, I'm not just trying to age slowly. I mean, I am trying to age slowly, but I'm really trying to be stronger. I mean, I want to be stronger next year than I am this year, because there is a point in time where our health tends to kind of fall off this cliff. And if it's going to change as my physiology changes, I want to make sure that my mountain is as big as it can possibly be as I start this downward trend. Aging sucks, what can I say? So with that, here are the tips. Here's the tip for picking resistance. You want to find, this is assuming you're trained. So you've been doing some training. Ideally, you've gone through this preparatory phase where you've been moving your body, maybe with some lighter resistance, which is perfectly fine if you're just starting out. But ultimately, after a couple of weeks of doing a variety of exercises with light to medium resistance, moderate to higher repetitions even, 8 to 10 reps, 12 reps even, there comes a point in time where you say, okay, the tissue is ready to be adapted, nervous system is ready, you know the movement patterns of the things you want to do, but now we have to push it. Now we have to say, okay, it's time to get friggin' strong. Let's make it difficult. The key is making sure that the last repetition of each set is really hard, very, very hard. Meaning your form is still good, but that last repetition, you're moving pretty slow just to kind of get through the full range of motion. And while your form is good, in your mind, you feel like you really couldn't do more than maybe one more repetition. So you want to kind of stop when you still have one rep in the bank, if you will. Just that's kind of your safety net, 1, maybe 2 reps at the most. And those last couple reps, very hard. Now, if you're building strength, really looking for strength, and you really want to have a full body, full system benefit from your efforts, which you do, otherwise, why waste your time? Then you want to pick a weight that is so heavy that you can only do a few repetitions. For example, I'm going to do pull-ups today as one of my exercises, and I've been doing pull-ups off and on for a long time, mostly on for a long time. So I can actually add extra weight to my body weight to do pull-ups, because I want to find a resistance that I can only do 6, maybe 8 repetitions that are very, very hard, and that's it. So if I can do 3 or 4 sets of that 2 days a week, that's great. It's great exercise. It activates a whole lot of my body, my core, obviously on my shoulders and my back, arms, biceps, forearms, everything. And so that is an example of doing something with high intensity, high resistance, and to get a big return on investment. So I'm not doing, I'm not on a lat machine doing, 3 sets of 15 reps and sort of chit-chatting with my friends while doing it. I'm going to be doing super focused, really hard, very challenging, uncomfortable. And then I'm going to superset. So here's the other tip. I'm going to superset because I don't have all friggin' day to do this. I'm going to superset that. So while I'm resting from my pulling, I'm actually going to do some plyometrics. So plyometrics is also something that as we age, we tend to lose. We don't jump, we don't skip, we don't hop, but we do trip and fall. And so especially once we get even older, 70s, 80s, and so on, it's been decades for most people since they've actually done any sort of jumping and hopping around. Think of like jumping jacks, jumping rope. That all it takes is one stub of the toe on a sidewalk that has just a little bit of a rise in it, broken hip, broken wrist, because you either train for it or you lose it. And I'll be damned if I'm going to fall on my face any sooner than I have to. So I'm going to be doing box jumps off of this, single leg box jumps, hop back up, learn to kind of receive that force and then explode up. Yes, my legs are a little tired because I've been training on my bike, but doing zone 2, doing intervals, doing whatever on my bike is not plyometric training. So similar muscles, same muscles doing something, but treating them differently. Yes, I want endurance. Yes, I want strength. Yes, I want power. Yes, I want every single muscle group to be able to do all of the above. So you got to train for it. So that's what I'm in for today. It's going to be fun. Right.